how did you get into music in the first place? What was like your starting point? Who were you inspired by? How old were you? Like what, that type of thing.
So I was actually thinking the other day, like, because I did an interview the other day and somebody asked me the question, and I'm trying to like really understand when I started doing music. Like, I try to think about when I first even started listening to music. And it's like, that's when I feel like the first time like I really started listening to music is when I really was like, man, like I obviously have a love for music because it made me feel like some type of way, like right away. I would listen to like Outkast's first albums and like 50 Cent and shit. So I think when I first started listening to them, that's when I kind of started feeling like, okay, music is something I might be interested in. This was probably around 14, 15, whenever those albums came out. Okay. And pretty much right from there, I started just like trying to experiment and write and, just try to find some sort of way of how I could do what these guys were doing. Right. And looking back at it now, people like 50 Cent, obviously the demographic and just the lifestyle is such a gap. Mm-hmm. But I never looked at the artist in that way, like they were so out of reach. I was just like, okay, this guy's rapping, I'm gonna try to rap or write music, and I never felt like there was a difference. I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna try to do what these guys are doing, So yeah, from an early age, I was very motivated by music, really the ultimate start was my uncle is a producer, he's a beat maker. And he used to play his beats when he would come over at like family parties and stuff. And I was just like, some of his beats were kind of good, and I was like, oh man, like this kind of has some swag to it, and I would write to it and experiment with it. And really from there, I just started writing, and that ultimately is what motivated me to start. So from a young age.
Okay. And young age, what do you mean young age? Like how old?
14,
15, yeah, okay.
And like, I think it's weird to think about like kids making music these days. I feel like it's just kind of like, I don't know if like they started from like a place of just like thinking about making music and like trying to figure out how to record music and this, that. Because now it's like nowadays people could just wake up and make music and go find a beat and drop a song. Like it's not as thought out as it used to be. Yeah. But yeah, definitely 14, 15 years old, I was starting.
Okay. And at that point though, did you see yourself like this is what I'm doing, or it took you a while to get to that point where it's like, all right, I'm gonna start dropping music, I'm gonna start doing this and that type of thing?
Yeah. So how it worked was, it kind of was like a thing back then. I feel like rapping was like a thing to do when you would like smoke weed with your friends and like freestyle in the car and shit. Yeah. So that's kind of how it started, as far as just like me trying to see, okay, what's the reaction of me playing my, like trying to do music or rapping, or what is people thinking of this, of me doing it? And we started like kind of fucking around on a mic, and me and all my friends were like making music in like a group and shit. And I just felt like I was taking it more serious, and I just felt like I was kind of like going a little harder and doing a little better. And that's what really made me say, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna try to take it serious, because these guys are like kind of doing it too, and I'm just like, the highlight of everything we're doing.
Yeah, you're like blowing them out of water in a way.
So it's like they weren't taking it serious or like had any aspirations of being an artist. But that's when I started taking it serious, when I was like, okay, I'm outshining these people. Not that they were my competition, but I started seeing, okay, I'm liking what I'm making, and other people are noticing that I'm doing a little better.
Okay. So
interesting.